I said the thing that I have been journaling about for years out loud today, and it quite literally felt like liberation. You know how all of us, well, most of us in our journal, talk about our most outlandish delulu dreams, the things that we secretly want to do, which are actually the things that we really want to do. We just haven't allowed ourselves to fully have permission and fully own it and actually take the leap to do it. I'm a strong believer of outlandish delulu dreams truly being like the priority of what you want to experience in your life. I shared it on Substack, I shared it on Threads, and I'm sharing it here. I got sparked by a threads from my leak. She's one of my favorite people. And it says something along the lines of like, please allow yourself to experience, I think like the full version of you, not the lesser version. I'll post it here so you can screenshot it and share it and save it. And that's actually been the theme of my journal for, honestly, months. It's been the theme of my journal for months. I've unpacked the layered honesty methodology just in my journey of healing and coming back home to myself. And it's really the sense that usually the first answer isn't the honest answer. It's the answer that we give because we think it's the right thing to say, it's the right thing to do, and it feels safer, it feels less risky. So sometimes it takes 1, 2, 3, 4 times to continue to ask the right questions, to pull back the layers, to get the answer that you really want to give, or the feeling that you're really feeling, or being vulnerable and honest in the truest way, not the perfection way, not the safe way, not the people-pleasing way, right? So in my journal, that's where all of those thoughts really live. And one of my secret desires that is a public desire is the fact that I actually want to get paid. I want to travel and I want to experience life abroad on a bigger scale. And I say bigger scale, I guess, because it's a scale I haven't really tapped into yet. But that's been like one of my realizations deep down inside. And to say it out loud, to name the feeling, to name the desire, is showing me I'm pivoting and I'm giving myself the ability in the room and space to explore the pivot. I have no idea what this looks like, but I'm putting this out here. You guys heard it first. You're able to hold me accountable. We really got to make space for our outlandish dreams. We got to make space for the delulu thoughts and ideas that we have because they're not crazy and they're really not outlandish. They're actually what you really want to do and they're who you're becoming. And you have the right to do it. You should do it. And I'm seeking that out too and figuring out what that looks like. So much of my healing has come through travel. It's come through exploring different places and spaces. And after cancer, I view life really differently. I've always had a love for outdoors and nature and magical moments and whimsical places and spaces and aesthetics and environment, and I can feel all of it. I've always been like inquisitive and intentional about when I set up dates to meet my girlfriends or a catch-up date or I'm going somewhere to do work. I really have to think through the vibe of what I need because I'm very big on the desire of my feelings. And when I think about travel, it feels healing to me. It has healed me in many different ways. And there's so much of this life that I haven't explored and I haven't allowed myself to experience. Facing death, I guess I can say that. It feels interesting to still say, but having had that diagnosis and feeling like I faced death, it's opened me up to want this second chance to be different. I want to not be in the box. I'm stepping out of the box. I want to actually take leaps that I never allowed myself to do before. I'm choosing myself. It's very much like a 365 me year, kind of just came up with that term where it's like I'm choosing myself at every turn, at every angle, for every decision this year. I'm saying yes to things I normally would say no to, and I'm choosing to put myself in places and spaces that I normally would not be in. And I have no idea where you even start to try to become someone that travels and gets experiences created for you, but I see so much more than just the travel for myself. I see the way that the community that I'm growing will be able to find healing from it. I see us having retreats where women that have gone through hard things can actually come and release and be free and rediscover themselves. They actually have space and a moment to feel connected with other like-minded women. It feels safe, it feels sacred, it feels intimate. These are all the things that I actually see for my future practice in the next few years as a therapist. And I'm not waiting until a few years. I'm choosing to start these things now. I'm choosing to put myself out there like that now. And I feel like I'm just walking where God is calling me to be and feeling the alignment. There's there's so much healing in community. There's so much healing when we get around women that just get us, where you just feel the acceptance, you feel the love. And I've heard so many times, sometimes you have to create your own table if there's not a seat at others. And I'm a firm believer of that. I believe that the way that you are is the way that you are, and to embrace the uniqueness of who you are and allow that uniqueness to guide you in stepping out and being the blueprint for whatever it is that you desire. We don't have to subscribe to rules. We don't have to subscribe to the traditional way of doing life and doing business and doing so many parts of ourselves. We don't have to. We actually get to create it and we get to make it what we want. But that can be uncomfortable if you've never seen it done before. And I totally understand that and I get that. And I'm going to say, do it anyways. Feel it and do it anyways. I've started planting the seed with like my mom and dad and telling them that I want to spend some time abroad, and I have no idea what this will look like. I don't know when, but I'm starting to like put myself out there. I'm pitching myself for opportunities and experiences, and I'm not going to stop. I'm just going to keep doing it, and we're going to see where this lands us. But if you are not already subscribed to my Substack family, I would love to have you. My Substack newsletter is like the ultimate love letter. And it's where I basically can take my thoughts here on YouTube and go a little bit deeper with what I'm sharing, with helping women reconnect with themselves, restore their identity through faith. Honey, I still kiki over there like I kiki over here. It's still unfiltered and honest, and I love that because that's just how my brain works. And I I just love that space between here and Substack. These are my two places where I feel like I am going to be all of 2026. And I'm excited for the community that we're creating and what's to come. So if you are a reader or want to just turn up the volume a little bit louder and listen to a mini 5-minute podcast, then definitely subscribe to my Substack email newsletter. I would love to have you. And I also would love to know, what are some of your like outlandish delulu dreams? What is something that has only been in your journal but hasn't made it off the pages? What's something that you've secretly wanted to do or be for such a long time that you've never allowed yourself to do or be? I think this is the year where we start changing that, right? I think this is the year where we step out and we do things that we normally wouldn't do. And I think this is the year that we allow ourselves to become people that we normally wouldn't be either. And I also think that this is the time in the season where you continue to get very honest with yourself and continue to choose yourself. But in order to choose yourself, you have to spend time with yourself. You have to spend time doing the work, and you have to spend time understanding what it is that you want. It may be changing the job, changing the relationship, changing your location. It may be saying yes to new activities and hobbies that normally wouldn't make your bucket list. Or it could very well be like walking on the water in Michigan. But whatever that may be, you just have to give yourself permission. So let me know your most outlandish delulu dreams in the comments. And until the next video, friends, we'll talk soon. Peace out.